Why do some people say that tariffs are bad? Tariffs are extremely complicated and there's a lot of pros and cons depending on what position you are in. But in today's video I'm going to cover a topic called deadweight loss in finance theory. And this is the part of the tariff that people point to and they say, that's bad, that's very, very bad, all right? That's the deadweight loss part of it. All right, let's ease into this finance concept real quick. So imagine that you have two countries trading with each other, and let's just draw these in a supply and demand diagram. All right, you have a supply curve going upward, and then you have a demand curve going downward. The reason they do this is that at a very, very high price you're not going to have a lot of demand, but then it slopes, and then the same for supply. If it's very, very cheap and it doesn't cost anything to, you can't sell it for anything, you're not going to have a lot of people wanting to produce, basically. Somewhere these two curves are going to intersect. That's the important part. And at this intersection, when we're talking international trade between nations, trade between continents, whatever, this is very simple theory, remember? Where these two lines cross, that's the amount of sale of goods that we're going to get in a completely free market. We're going to have a point where producers are happy with the price and the people buying are happy with the price as well. All right, so what happens then if we introduce the tariff into the system? Well, all of a sudden in this supply and demand diagram, the price will be artificially higher, meaning that at every single section along the curve you're going to pay more. Could be 10%, 97%, 110%, whatever the tariff might be, it's going to be more expensive. And as a result, you're going to intersect at a way different point at the demand curve. This only makes sense, right? Because it's more expensive now, so fewer people are going to buy. And if you just graph this out on a piece of paper, then you can draw a big area between the tariff line and what would otherwise have been the natural or the equilibrium trade, in a natural market. This would have been the trade. Now in this new tariff market we have a different level, a new level of trade, and this is the dead loss. This is the bad part about the tariff that people point to. This big area just means that trade is going to slow down. We're going to have less trade, fewer goods are going to be sold. Consumers lose out, they have part of this area because they get the higher prices, they get to consume less, but also profits for producers are lowered, so they make less money because they sell less. But Andreas, there's only losers so far. Where are the winners in this case? Well, there are winners. That's the person who imposes the tariff, the country who do this. They harvest this, but it will always be a loss because the win from the tariff is going to be smaller than what the win would have been from just doing trade in the equilibrium. So this is just a complete loss. This is a dead loss, This is not a loss between China and America where America gains. This is a loss from both sides, all right? So dead loss, very, very bad loss from lowered amounts of trade. When people say tariffs are terrible, this is usually what they point to, because no winner, no losers, just losers in that dead loss area of the graph that you drew. So this is a concept from finance literature, very, very simplified, just to be able to view the world through a different lens, a finance lens, to understand the bad part of the tariff. Hope you enjoyed this video talking about the deadweight loss, and as always, hope you guys make a ton of money, whatever investments you decide to make. Take care now, bye bye.